They said no maid ever lasted more than a week in that house, not with her. And looking back, I get it. The moment I walked in and spilled that mop bucket on the marble floor, I could feel every eye on me like I was a roach crawling across their perfect little world. Victoria, yeah. That. Victoria stood at the top of the stairs holding her teacup like she was Queen of England, smirking down at me like I was entertainment. "Third time this week, someone blocks my way," she said slowly, walking down in her silk robe. "I'm not in the mood for this." I didn't say a word, just cleaned it up one soaked slipper at a time. Because I wasn't there to talk. I wasn't there to fight. I was there to survive. My daughter needed another heart surgery. The first one nearly bankrupted me. The second one, it came with hospital bills so high they felt like cliffs. I had no rope to climb. So I buried my pride, said goodbye to the life I had as a hospital admin, and took whatever job would keep my girl breathing. This one paid $3,500 a month. No benefits, no kindness, just cash and cruelty. The house was perched up on Highland Crest, those kinds of places with gates that opened slow and dramatic. But inside, it was a revolving door. 9 maids in 6 months. One of them ran out without her shoes. No one lasted long because of her. Victoria Westwood, second wife to oil mogul Charles Westwood. She was 34. He was 61. She had flawless skin, sharp heels, and a tongue that could slice you in half before breakfast. "You understand English," she said the first time I mopped near her. "When I speak, I expect a response." "Yes, ma'am," I said, keeping my eyes low. "Good, because disorganized people make me nervous, and when I get nervous," she let that sentence hang in the air like perfume mixed with poison. I nodded, kept working, but out of the corner of my eye, I noticed the small security camera in the hallway, recording everything, every insult, every spill she caused, every time she posted a humiliating TikTok about training help. People said I was quiet, but they didn't know I was watching. I was recording. Each morning brought a new test. Coffee had to be exactly 71 degrees, not 70, not 72. The sugar had to be raw, organic, stirred clockwise. If I got it right, the cup was dirty. If the cup was clean, the coffee was emotionally flat. On day 4, she dumped a full cup on the $8,000 Persian rug, looked me dead in the eye and said, "I swear I told you how I like it yesterday." I cleaned in silence while she took a selfie. Caption read, "Some days you gotta teach people how to do things right. Hatch Madam Life Hasher standards. 15,000 likes in an hour. What she didn't know, I used to manage real standards. 12 years in a hospital. I'd trained doctors, scheduled surgeries, managed chaos. I'd seen families fall apart. I'd seen grace too. But never like this. This wasn't about service. This was about domination. My last maid lasted 4 days, she said once while I folded her $900 cashmere sweaters. Thought she was clever. I don't tolerate clever. Then she showed me a Facebook post in some exclusive group. Any recommendations for a maid? Mine was useless. These people don't understand that quality costs. These people. Yeah, I heard it loud and clear. But I didn't react. I memorized it, saved the screenshot. Each night after I called my daughter and told her I missed her, I wrote in a notebook. Dates, times, insults, photos, posts, bank statements. Yeah, because during one of her punishments, she made me scan every file in the home office by hand. She thought she was being clever. What she did was give me access to everything. And I mean everything. like the receipts that showed she was using the couple's charity account to fund spa retreats disguised as wellness foundations. Or the emails she intercepted where Charles tried to increase donations to the very foundation that helped my daughter. And she shut them down, calling it a waste on unproductive people. What she didn't know was Charles was a board member of that same Heart Foundation. They were preparing a big presentation. They wanted real stories, stories of families who survived, stories that moved donors. And just like that, I had mine. Quietly, I started laying the trail. I spoke a little louder on calls with my daughter's doctor, just enough for Charles to hear from the next room. She's doing better, but the treatment isn't fully covered. I can't risk missing work right now. Things like that. Never directly aimed at him, just around him. He started pausing, listening. I could feel it. And then came the breaking point. Victoria found out I had been using the office computer to check emails about my daughter's health. She snapped. "You thought I wouldn't notice," she shrieked. "Using our property. That's grounds for termination." "I'm sorry, ma'am," I said calmly. "I only checked my daughter's lab results. I didn't open anything else." "Oh, since you're so eager to use a computer, you can scan every file in this office manually by Friday." It was meant to crush me. Instead, it cracked her entire world wide open. That night, I discovered the final puzzle piece. She'd rerouted $50,000 in charitable donations to a luxury spa in Aspen. Called it a wellness initiative. By Sunday night, I had everything. Emails, transfers, receipts, even messages where she mocked children with heart defects. Monday morning, the same day Charles was due to speak at the foundation's presentation, I scheduled a little surprise. A folder anonymous was sent to 6 local journalists, 2 bloggers and Victoria herself. She saw it during her morning scroll. Click the link. I was setting the table when I heard her gasp. "Charles," she screamed. "We've been hacked." But he was already gone, left early for the foundation meeting. "You," she pointed at me, shaking. "You did this?" "Did what, ma'am?" I said. This garbage." She shoved the phone in my face. I looked at it like I'd never seen it before. "These are your emails, ma'am. They have your name, your signature." She turned white. Phone started ringing again and again. Reporters, board members, and then the one call that mattered. It was Charles. "Victoria," he said, voice flat. "Come to the foundation. Now." She stammered. "I can explain. I just read an email where you called a child we funded a waste of resources. That child works in our home. Her name is Emma. She's the daughter of our maid." The world cracked open for her right there in the hallway. For me, I just kept folding napkins. "You planned this," she spat. "You planned all of this." "No, ma'am," I said, looking her dead in the eye. "I came here to work. You destroyed yourself. I just kept the receipts." She opened her mouth again, but I stopped her. "You know the funny part? If you'd treated me like a person, none of this would have happened." I left that house calm. Not triumphant, just free. Later that week, the foundation hired me full-time. I now run a new program for children of domestic workers. Emma's healthy, on full scholarship. Victoria. She lost everything. Followers, friends, marriage, even her condo in Manhattan. She's in Queens now, last I heard. Doesn't leave the apartment. Charles came to see me once, gave me a deed to a small house in Westchester, said it was for Emma. He looked at me and said, "You reminded me what dignity looks like. And maybe this honors the daughter I lost. I don't celebrate her downfall. That's not my win. My win is Emma laughing in the backyard. Me building something that no one can take. So now I'll ask you, What would you have done if you were in my shoes? Would you have fought back louder, or waited for the moment to let the truth speak for itself? Drop a comment. Tell me what justice means to you. And if this story moves something inside you, hit that subscribe button. Because sometimes the strongest person in the room is the one who refuses to be broken.